Champions League football is back next week. We're recording this on a Thursday, so it'll be back Tuesday. And this is what we're gonna do. Each one of us is gonna pick a matchup that we like and want to see. We're gonna deep dive on those three matchups, and then after that, we're gonna do a quick lightning round on each one. Give maybe a 1 or 2 sentence explanation, and then we move on to the next one. So, Adam, I'm gonna point it to you first. Out of match day 3 of the UCL, what matchup are you looking at that you're excited to watch that you feel is going to be priority?
Well, there were a couple obvious ones, but I just didn't want to go for the obvious ones. So I'm going to go for one that's still a good matchup. I wouldn't say it's bottom feeder. I wouldn't even say it's really like that low in the mid tier, but it's arguably not a top tier matchup. I will say Atletico Madrid versus Lille.
Okay.
Ooh, I like
That's
that
a good
one.
matchup. I like that one.
It's a good matchup.
Yeah, I just felt like that was the least obvious good matchup. Like the one that doesn't, when you scroll through the page, there's a few that jump out at you. This one doesn't really jump out at you. But if you think about it, it just seems like an interesting matchup. I mean, we saw what Lille did to the last Madrid team. So I'm just curious to see what they would do to the next Madrid team. And they've actually been going on kind of a good run in Ligue 1. They've won their last 2 games. They are in 5th place. They had a bit of a rough start, but they've been playing pretty well recently. So I'm interested. And we talked about it earlier. For those of you who've stuck with us for the entire show, Jonathan David, he's always a threat on that team. He's approaching 100 goals with Lille. So I think he's if FotMob is correct, he's 8 goals away from that 100 mark.
Which is crazy for his age.
Wow.
Yeah, that's insane. But
20 years old.
He's also 4 appearances away from 200, so that's also worth mentioning.
That's wild.
He's been with them that seems like a lot of matches for 4 seasons, doesn't it?
He needs a transfer, man. He needs a transfer. I know if you're a Lille fan, you don't.
He does, but he's playing well there. He has a good system there. I mean, he plays internationally. So I think that Atletico Madrid, at the end of the day, are have to be considered the favorites. But Lille are one of those. It's a trap game, I think. For anybody, you go up against Lille, it ain't gonna be a walk in the park. You're gonna have to show up to beat them. What do you guys think?
Julian, you want to go with yours?
All right, I'll take it. I agree with that. This is a really interesting matchup because you have an Atleti team that has been struggling the past few weeks. They have not looked very good. And then you got a Lille team that you said is riding high. They drew Madrid, which obviously I think right now
beat
it's
Madrid.
Beat Madrid.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, beat Madrid.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was a draw. I think I was mixing the Madrid derby. But yeah, they beat Madrid, and then they're 5th place in Ligue 1. I think they win this game, man. I think Atleti is kind of down in the dumps right now. They're really struggling. I think they either win or they draw. But you know what? Mama ain't raised no bitch. I'm going with the win. Leo, Will, what you got?
Oh, man, good game. Good game. I like that. I like that shout by Adam. Listen, dude, I agree. I think Lille, Julian, I think you said it, man. Mama did not raise no little hoe, bro. She not raised a little soy boy twig. So, dude, I'm going Lille as well. I like Atletico Madrid. I mean, obviously, it's Argentina's basically – that's their essential club team. I mean, all those guys, Angel Correa, Rodrigo de Paul, Julian Alvarez, all those guys. But I think it's an interesting game. They're a little bit in the slumps. I was just going to say the draw, but, dude, Lille's in form. Jonathan David's been in form. So keep it going.
It just feels like no one wants to be a goal scorer in Atleti. Julian Alvarez is not really playing too well. I mean, I will say I think Conor Gallagher's hasn't been so bad for them, but it just seems like there's just no creativity on that team in the attack, and no one really wants to be that lethal goal scorer. And it's like when Griezmann gets shut down, there's no one else willing to take the reins. And then also defensively, they are horrific. They are so bad defensively.
Which is crazy to think about because that used to be their thing. They would be the most boring fucking team to watch
that.
on the plan. Like I'm not when I
They
mean
are
the most
Simeone
boring
embodied into a
top team. Like seriously, you look at the top teams in Europe, and you name the top team that is the worst to watch. It is Atletico Madrid. Oh my god! So when their defense gets bad, you know something's wrong.
They're scrap. Yeah, they scrap, dude.
And the thing is, they're like that in the midfield and even in the attack. I would say they do embody Simeone, but it's just defensively. I just feel like they're almost like kind of soft with Witzel. I can't. Witzel's to me is just so bad every time I watch him play.
Why is he still playing professional football? I mean, dude, I'd rather have Tim Ream go in there. Like, all due respect to Witzel, but dude, and Jose Maria Roy Jimenez, love him. Dude's a dog, but man, he's just been. I mean, I know he's picked up a little injury, if I'm not wrong. I don't even think he played with Uruguay in this past international window, but yeah.
So, yeah, I think me and Will got Lille. Adam, who do you got?
I'm gonna go Lille, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a good draw.
Damn, who would have thought going into the season would pick all three of us would sweep the board with Lille over Atleti?
With Lille. Crazy.
Like, I think it's going to be a good game nonetheless.
It's a form pick. You know, like I said, I think if you look on paper, I think Atletico has to be favored. But we're picking this on form.
All right. I agree. I will go next. And, I'm going to do the obvious.
Go with the layup.
The finals rematch, Real Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund.
No.
Now, this one's going to be an interesting one because you have a Real Madrid team that is really struggling at the moment. This is not the Real Madrid we saw the last few years or the Real Madrid just we're used to in general. This is a Borussia Dortmund team that has been killing it in the Champions League. Granted, the competition hasn't been too high. I mean, they beat the absolute brakes off of Celtic 7-1, and then they beat Club Brugge 3-0. The only thing that kind of sucks, and it looks like he's out until November, is Karim Adeyemi. He is hurt, which is a big blow for Dortmund because this man has been a monster for them. He has just been an absolute beast, and it sucks to see him out this game. But I think this is going to be a really, really interesting matchup. I have a hard time picking Dortmund, though, because while they looked good in Champions League play, they did have a rough 5-0 loss to Stuttgart, which, look, Stuttgart's actually not a pretty solid team, but 2-1 to Union Berlin. Like, you got to win those games if you're Dortmund. Yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, they do have a lot of knocks. They have a lot of injuries. But I just feel like because this is the finals rematch, we got to put it on. Obviously, there's different dynamics. Obviously, oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? Oh my God, why I'm so bad. LA Galaxy, went to LA Galaxy. Okay. Dortmund legend
Royce.
Why am I drawing? Royce, Marco Royce.
How did you not know Royce?
Why?
Okay,
I knew it. I knew it.
It's been a long day.
I got 2 podcasts. It's been a long day. You know how many names I know of athletes? Marco Royce.
I don't blame you.
Nonetheless. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how they match up. I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm going to go this is going to be a draw. I think this might not be the prettiest of games like we saw last year in the final because of some of these injuries and also the way Madrid's playing. So I'm going to go a 1-1 draw here. I think that's how this game ends.
Yeah, so I wanted to pick Dortmund. I really do, but I do too. I don't think, and I agree with you, I don't think they can do it without Adeyemi. I think that's going to be a big miss for them. Madrid obviously are really going to be coming back after that disappointing match with Lille. So
Danny Carvajal's out for the season too.
They're going to be hungry. Yeah, that's always that's a rough one. But yeah, so I'd have to agree with Julian on this one for draw. And yeah, you got to include this match. He was another one on my short list.
Yeah, I'll keep it real brief, guys. Adeyemi, that's a big one. Looking at also the injury list, obviously we know Gio Reyna Sula's out. Ryerson. Giancotto is out as well, the Brazilian. So it's going to be tough. I think Marcel Sabitzer is obviously going to be the midfield maestro that he is with Austria. He's going to do it with Dortmund. I want to pick the draw. Is this in Bernabeu? Guys, I'm not too sure. Is this in?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh. Oh, God, man. Oh, listen.
This is a tough match. This is tough because I don't think it's going to be a pretty game. I don't.
No. I mean, Real Madrid never plays pretty. And obviously, Dortmund's dealing with a lot of injuries right now. I think it's going to be tough for Dortmund to win. I don't even think they're going to get the draw. They're in really, really hot form in Champions League. Not the best Bundesliga. They're kind of starting slow. They have in the past couple of years. I think it's just going to be hard really to just find that goal. And I'm going to say, I think Real Madrid's going to win. I think them being at home, like you guys said, losing to Lille, their fans are going to be like, get the F up for this. Let's go. I don't know. Vinicius, I can see it. I could see a little Rodrigo goal assist, get himself a little brace potentially. So, and we'll see with how they do up top.
And I do want to say, little off topic, but the Bundesliga is looking really spicy right now. The Bundesliga looks good. I mean, Bayern
might have to throw that in one of these
14.
Upcoming pods, make that a topic.
Frankfurt, 13 points. Freiburg, 12. Leverkusen, 11. Union Berlin, 11. Union Berlin's actually turned it down to start the season. They had a rough one last year. But, it's looking pretty. Dortmund's in 7th right now in league play. So, yeah, man. Especially with goal differential. That's what killed them. But yeah, all right. Well, give us your pick. Give us your game. Your particular game.
Man, listen, layup answer obviously was the Dortmund, the Real Madrid final. Listen, I'll keep it real. That was my second one on my list. Julian, you said it. I got to go with the first one. 2 unbeaten teams. One of these teams you could arguably say was the best team in Europe last summer. And arguably the other team you could potentially even say is probably the biggest shocker right now. Stade Brestois versus Bayern Leverkusen. And they're playing in France and Brest. Listen, 2 undefeated teams. Both teams coming in quite hot. Champions League. I think it's going to be a really good game. Obviously, maybe not your most versatile game. Listen, this and that. But I will say this, though. Stade Brest.
Oh, we lost you, Will.
Again.
Yeah, you're back.
You watch them. They're versatile, man. They're really good. They're almost like, in a way, they remind me a lot of Canada national team-wise. They're very physical. They're very good. They like to move. They're moving with the ball all the time. Players are always on their toes. They're always going. Even their center backs. And they're not afraid to push. Listen, that's one thing I think that can make this game interesting with Bayern Leverkusen. They're not afraid to push, and they're not afraid to go with it. So I think that'll be interesting to see Xabi Alonso Ball do his thing. Obviously, this Leverkusen's not the team from last season that we knew to be unbeatable and could face literally anybody and go any day of the week against anyone. But it's going to be interesting to see them play. Obviously, João Grimaldo, see Granit Xhaka, Adams Boy in the midfield, see how he does. So I think they've got a lot rolling for him. And I mean, Victor Boniface, I don't know if he's still recovering from his post-Nigeria trip. I don't know if you guys saw that, a little off topic, but Nigeria had this chaotic Libya AFCON. Dude, you only get it in AFCON. You got to love it. But hopefully he's all right, Boniface, and we'll see how he does in this Champions League recovery game.
Also to note, Florian Wirtz is doubtful for this game. Mm-hmm. So that's a big, big miss because this man has been a monster for them. He is he's such a good attacker for them. But I agree with you, man. Look, a lot of people slept on this Brest team, but it's like, dude, they're playing pretty well. And I think, too, a lot of people, there's the stigma with Ligue 1, like, it's a trash league and all this stuff. But it's like, dude, they are the 5th best league, though. Like, it's after them, it's kind of a drop. And I think they're proving it here. They've been playing very well. I think I agree with you. This is a little sleeper pick, that 12 o'clock window if you're on the East Coast of the United States. But nonetheless, I think Leverkusen is just the better team. I think it's going to be a good challenge for them. And if they can get the big result, I think for them being at home, getting a draw against a hot Leverkusen team, I think that's that's good for them. I like that for them. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I'm glad you brought this game up because Brest definitely are flying under the radar. They're not getting enough respect. They're a lot better than people think that they are. But on the same token, even without Florian Wirtz, they haven't run into a Leverkusen. And it's not like this is just the Leverkusen of last year. They're still rolling into the season and proving that it was not a fluke. Feyenoord is not chopped liver, and they destroyed them 4-0. And then a very, very good win against Milan. I mean, these are good wins. Brest has 2 scrappy wins. I mean, against a Sturm Graz, a 2-1, and then a Salzburg, who's Salzburg is not even that. They did, but Salzburg. This is one of the worst Salzburg teams that's ever been in a Champions League.
Please, somebody explain to me how Salzburg qualified for the Club World Cup. That is absolutely wild. I know it's because of the limited amount of.
Is gonna eat them boys alive, bro.
God,
me and Adam were talking about this last week. Like, could an MLS team beat Salzburg? And I think it'd be competitive.
Inter Miami could. Orlando could.
I think it'd be competitive. So. I don't know if it's a layup, but I think it's a good game. Mm-hmm. I don't, but I know it's because of the rules. You can only have so many teams from one country or whatever. But yeah, so I guess my pick. I think Leverkusen's going to win on the road. Will, what do you have?
Yeah, I gotta go as well.
Leverkusen win.
We're going 3.
All right.
3 in a row.
Yep. All right, man. We didn't talk about the big ones, but I think that's okay. So
I like that.
Let's do our lightning round now. So let me pull up the matches, and we're gonna run through it. Only a sentence or two. Only a sentence or two explanation, or if you just want to pick a winner, just pick a winner. All right, first one: Milan versus Club Brugge. Adam.
Milan.
Will.
Yep.
What do you got? Milan or Club Brugge?
Milan for sure.
Milan. All right, I'm gonna go. This is a bounce back game for Milan. They got 2 straight losses. They looked good in Serie A, so I think they bounce back. But Club Brugge is no slouch. The Belgium team is a pretty good team. All right, next one: Monaco versus Red Star Belgrade. I'm just gonna go quick here. I got Monaco here. It's just a whole other different level. Yeah. Monaco at home, it's gonna be not pretty.
Yeah, I agree. Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco. Red Stars just look bad, man. They really have.
I know your boy plays there, Will.
No, dude, fuck them, dog. They loaned him out.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's probably for the best. All right. Yeah. Arsenal versus Shakhtar Donetsk at the Emirates. I think this is going to be a pretty easy win for Arsenal here.
I agree. Arsenal.
All right.
No, I think Shakhtar's going to beat their... No, I'm playing. No, dude. Listen. Dude, Arsenal's got this. They've looked good, man. Dude, shout them out. William Saliba, Gabriel. If I saw those guys at night, I'd literally have a heart attack. Them dudes are scary, man. They're scary.
I will say, though, it's going to be closer than you might think. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Well, that's just Arsenal make all games closer than you think.
Well, yeah, true. But I was mostly talking about for Shakhtar's
both aspects.
Yeah.
They're a good little team.
Now, this is a good game right here. Aston Villa versus Bologna.
Good game.
I'm going to go... Man, Villa's hot. Villa's hot. I want to go draw, but you're at Villa Park. I'm going to go Villa.
Screw it. Go Villa.
It's hard playing in England for some of these teams.
It is. You know what? You almost made me lean away, but I'm going to commit. I'm going to go draw.
Then again, they looked good against Liverpool, man. Bologna looked really good against Liverpool. But Villa's
sticking with it. Sticking with the draw.
Dude, John Duran is this guy? He's got to be the hottest striker right now in form.
Coming off the bench,
off the bench, dude. I mean, he's having Lautaro Martinez type performances. Give me Villa. I think they've got enough in the bag to handle these guys.
All right, now we got Girona versus Slaven Bratislava. I think this is at Girona. Like this is
Obviously,
Girona all
Slovan's
day.
winning. Come on, boys. Hey,
Yeah,
next question.
I mean,
Let's go.
Bratislava is probably Bratislava is probably the worst team in the Champions League. So I gotta go Girona here.
Yeah, same.
Obviously,
Well-
Slovan. Obviously, Slovan's winning. So give me Slovan. I'm never down.
Wow. Okay.
Cesar Blackman,
Disregard Will's pick.
That's it.
Disregard. All right, we got Juventus versus Stuttgart. Now, I think this is going to be a pretty solid game. Stuttgart is a very underrated team. Man, do I want to go draw here? I don't know. Even though this Juve team on paper is not the Giants that we once knew them as, this is still a Juve team that's playing pretty damn well and playing pretty good football. I'm going to go Juve. I think they win, but they win by a goal. They win by 1 goal. Stuttgart's going to give them a run for their money, but playing at Turin,
I'm going to go the other side. I'm actually going to take Stuttgart to win by a goal.
All right, Will.
Give me Juve. They're hot.
Ooh.
They're looking good, dude. I think they're at home. Juve is going to be a contender for the league at the end of it. So I think they're going to keep it going.
All right, we got Paris Saint-Germain versus PSV. Man, PSV, the Dutch league in general, has just looked really bad in European competitions and Champions League specifically. I think PSG is going to beat the brakes off of them. I just have a feeling PSV is good, but for some reason, man, when they play in Champions League, I don't know. I like PSG.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what's been going on with the Dutch league, but yeah,
the Dutch league I think is really starting to go down. It's just not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think the Brazilian league has surpassed it. I think we talked about that before in the pod. Not relevant too much to the question, though, but I will agree with both of you guys. I think PSG is going to beat the brakes off of them. I think they're hungry, man. Listen, dude, whether it's Nuno Mendes getting a hat trick, Hakimi scoring an absolute banger, or Wyatt Zemri just going straight up at him through the midfield, I think they're gonna have a good game. So
I'll tell you one thing for sure. What's going to happen is Dembele is going to run up the left flank and do a low cross in. That's all he does. And I know that's
pull him when
happen.
he's going to score it. Boom. There we go.
Yeah. All right. We're skipping Madrid Dortmund because we already talked about that. So we're doing Sturm Graz versus Sporting. I think Sporting beats the brakes off of them.
Yeah. This is one of the worst teams in the Champions League.
This is at
Sturm Graz is like the worst team in the whole Champions League.
Yeah.
I will say too, Portuguese teams, the past few years have looked really good. They look really good. Man. To me, outside Portugal's the 6th best league in Europe right now. They look very good. So yeah. And just in general, Sporting has had a good showcase. They've even looked good in league play. So yeah, I think we all got Sporting there. All right, so let's move to the Wednesday window. We have Atalanta versus Celtic. This is Atalanta. Woo. You're playing
Atalanta. Have been playing very good in Italy. Yeah.
And Celtic has just looked. You want to talk about another league that has really just declined in the ranks? The Scottish league, man. They had a really good
game against Dortmund,
Rangers.
So yeah.
They only lost by 6. So
nothing.
They
only
lost by a touchdown.
Peter Schmeichel wanted to jump off a bridge after the game, but it's all good. All good, man. Nothing crazy.
So I got Atalanta here. That place it's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
All right, I think we both got them. We're skipping Brest and Leverkusen. We're skipping Atletico Lille. All right, man. This is the one that we didn't talk about that I think could be talked about, and that is Barcelona versus Bayern Munich at Barcelona.
How are you feeling as our Barcelona podcast supporter?
I'm feeling good. I think Barcelona's playing really well. They're streaking. Yeah. They're getting healthier. I think this still scares me a little bit defensively. They're still really young. Having Kubarsi back there, and now Ter Stegen's gone. That worries me a little bit. But Barca, man, they can score. They are scoring at record pace. I mean, Dani Olmo, it's got to be probably signing of the year for La Liga. Yeah. Like the dude has just been a monster. Lewandowski is he looks like he hasn't aged a bit. The dude is still playing at a super high level, and then obviously Lamine Yamal playing super well. Pedri's back. Balde.
Rafinha looks
Bayern.
great. I mean,
Bayern. Gosh, this is going to be a close game. You know, I'm saying it's a close game, but then watch it be like a blowout. But I think playing at Barcelona, I'm going to go Barcelona here. Bayern just scares me a little bit in terms of creating chances consistently. And it seems like when Musiala's not on the pitch, they really struggle to do so. So I'm going to go Barca here. I know me and Adam's resident Bayern fan, he thinks it's going to be another 8-2, but I don't know. I'm going to go Barca here, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think I can almost see a draw.
I can see it going either way, and because of that, I'm going to pick draw. But I agree with everything you said.
All right, well.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. Dude, Rafinha, man, shout him out. I know you're talking about like a list of guys, dude. This guy's been incredible. Not only, obviously, with Brazil, he looked decent in this past international window. With Barcelona, I mean, he's really come alive. You know, he's playing freely. He's playing open. The big thing I still got to say with you guys, and I feel like this is where the battles are really going to be won, because if you look top to bottom, obviously Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Lewandowski. I mean, even if you bring off Paul Victor off the bench, you know, other guys to bring off to go replace them. I think, you know, they obviously match up well in Bayern's defense, you know, with Kim.
Yep, we lost Will again real quick. I do want to point out, too, until Will comes back, is my one thing with Rafinha. Rafinha looks good against bottom teams, but every time he plays, and the same thing for Brazil, too, when he plays against top-level competition, the dude is just a ghost. He can't create. He looks great against bad teams, like in La Liga and playing some of like the relegation zone teams. But the moment he plays against either Atleti or like even like a Sociedad in like Madrid and in Champions League, he's terrible. He's terrible. He goes ghost. And that's the one thing I would be concerned with him. I'm not the biggest Rafinha guy. I know a lot of Barca fans really aren't either. I mean, he has his moments, but it just seems like when push comes to shove and it comes to like playing some of the top level competition, he just doesn't have it. And like I said, we've even seen that with Brazil. Granted, Brazil's got its own litany of issues, but yeah. But Will, what were you saying?
Yeah. No, yeah, real quick. I'm going to go. I'm going to say it. I think you guys are going to get your lick back, man. I think you guys are hungry. Barca, I mean, both of you guys are sitting, if I'm not wrong, 12th and 13th in the table, kind of mid-table.
Oh, in the Champions League table? No, let me see where they're at.
Let me check it real quick. Yeah.
Barca 15. Lost to Monaco, and then Bayern lost to Villa. So, yeah, they're like, 15, 16.
So, you know, this is something both of you guys are going to be fighting for. It is in Barcelona, like you said, Julian. I got to say, obviously, Harry Kane, you know, Thomas Muller, whether he's coming off the bench, more than likely, you know, obviously Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, you know, there's plenty of attack with Ben Bayern. You got to watch out for Michael Olise. I think he's young. He's explosive. I really do feel that he needs to start over Kingsley Coman, and he has been. He's been getting good minutes in. Obviously, he showed what he has, the quality he has against Dinamo Zagreb. Of course, that was Dinamo Zagreb as well. But I got to say it. I really, I would love to say a Barcelona. Like I said, I think they're going to get their lick back, but I feel like I think this is going to go a 2-2 draw. I really do. I think it's going to be the game everybody's going to be tuning into, watching. So, but it's going to be a good one.
Right.
All right. So I got Barcelona, and both of you guys got draws. All right. So let's move to, I would say, the last like really good game, and we have Benfica versus Feyenoord. I'm just gonna say it real quick, dude. Benfica in league play against Atleti, like they are a fast, high-powered team. I like Benfica a lot, and you're playing in Portugal. I think Benfica's gonna. It's a good game on paper, but I think Benfica's going to.
Yeah, Benfica's been by 2 goals really or more. Good, so I agree.
Benfica looks very, very good. Let me look at their team form, but
dude, Benfica they won their last 5 games, man.
They
won their last 5, right?
Yeah, 4-0 against Atleti, 5-1 against Gil Vicente, 3-0 against Bonavista, 2-1 against Red Star Belgrade, and 4-1 against Santa Clara. Like, dude, they're a goal scoring machine. Like you watch them play, and I've seen them play in league, and they are fast, and they can. Their press is going to be very, very difficult for Feyenoord. So, yeah, I got Benfica here winning pretty easily.
Pretty easily. Go ahead, Will. What do you got?
Yeah, same. Keep it real short and quick. Like you guys said, Benfica as well. I think they're looking good. Angel Di Maria, man. We were talking about Robert Lewandowski. This he's aging like fine wine, man. I mean, dude, I miss him.
He fits obviously in with his fast team.
He does. In the Turkish I'm gonna butcher his name horribly. Kushkosh. I mean, I sound like I show speed right now. Like I'm butchering the hell out of his name. But dude, the Turk has been incredible for these guys. I mean, coming off, he's come off the bench a lot for them. I mean, did it in the Atletico Madrid game earlier in the second window of Champions League. But dude, no, Benfica's they're a dangerous team, man. They're a really dangerous team, and I would not play around with them. So I think Feyenoord's going to get their work cut out for them.
All right, this one should be quick for all of us. Manchester City versus Sparta Prague in Manchester. It's Manchester City.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. This is obvious. Yeah. It's obviously Sparta Prague. No, I'm just kidding. Manchester City.
And I will say too, this might be important for Manchester because obviously a lot of stuff is going to happen due to goal differential.
Yeah.
So we have to take that in consideration with this new league phase format. So this is a game, I think, if you're a Manchester fan, like you want 2 or more goal win. Like you need to try to rack up as much as you can because there's been some pretty low scoring games these past 2 Champions League windows.
Yeah.
All right. Then we have Red Bull Leipzig versus Liverpool. You're at Leipzig. This could be an interesting game. I mean, Leipzig, they're towards they're second. They're second in the Bundesliga table, right behind Bayern, tied with Bayern actually in points for the first place. But Liverpool, man, Liverpool might be the best team in the world right now. Like they are just so good. I don't know another team that's better than them, honestly. And with Mo Salah, like just being like Mo Salah, like the best winger in the world, in my opinion. I got Liverpool here. Even I don't care that they're on the road.
It's a tight.
Their form's been really good.
It depends on what Xavi Simons can bring out of the bag. Love the kid. He's so up and down, inconsistent at times. It feels like, I mean, great, phenomenal player, but I agree with you as Liverpool. I mean, dude, when you have Darwin Nunez on the bench, it speaks about your depth, man. So
Darwin Nunez put himself on the bench.
he did. Listen,
he really did.
People want to hate on the guy, but listen, if you want to hate on somebody, hate on Anthony. That's all I'm going to say. You can clown on him, but Darwin didn't do anything, bro. Let the man in peace.
He's just trying to protect his kids and his family from the Colombian fans. But anyways.
So yeah, that's right. We all got Liverpool for this one.
We all got Liverpool. All right,
we only got 2 more left.
Red Bull Salzburg versus Dinamo Zagreb. I'm going to go Salzburg here. Dinamo Zagreb has looked really bad.
I love how we just all trash on them, and now
I don't understand. This is the worst. I disagree with you. This is a 0-0 draw all day. These are 2 bad teams. This is a 0-0 draw all day.
Yeah, damn,
maybe a 1-1.
I take that back, dude. They did lose 5-0 to Sturm Graz and 4-0 to Brest. So like they're getting waxed by like teams that aren't even that good. Damn, all right. But then again, Zagreb lost 9-2 to Bayern.
It's arguably just as hard to pick bottom. It's arguably just as hard to pick bottom feeder games as they are top feeder games. So,
all right,
we're right to be confused here. But I say draw.
They're on the road. They're in Austria. Yeah. They did draw Monaco, but they drew Monaco at home 2-2.
At home. And they should have won that game. They were up 2-0. And I don't know if you guys saw the pitch conditions. They were playing in a freaking
it was awful.
I mean, it was like, dude,
pool.
It was like the 7 ending storms of the world were coming down on them. Like, dude, I don't know. I agree with you guys. I kind of agree with Adam. I just feel like this is going to be a little bit of a snoozer game. But The thing is, though, importance for both of these teams, if they want to have any, and I'm talking about any shot of advancing and a playoff potential, any sort of potential, they're going to have to win this game. They cannot tie.
Yeah, if they want any sort of chance to make the play-in round.
Yeah.
You know what, man? You guys sold me. I forgot the I don't know, man. After looking back and seeing like, damn, they lost 4-0 to Sturm Graz. I'm gonna go draw. Yeah, this is gonna be a draw. You know what? Just for I'm gonna stick to my guns. No, they win 1-0. How about that? It's gonna be an ugly, grimy game.
Red Bull?
No, Salzburg. Yeah, they're playing at home.
Yeah.
They're playing at home. They're gonna get a 1-0 win. I'll give them that. All right.
Their fans are going to celebrate
of the match day, and this is an easy one. I think it's Young Boys versus Inter. I don't care if they're at Young Boys. Inter's going to dominate this game. This is going to be one of those games for Inter where you gotta rack up the points if you want to get that bye. This is a goal differential game where you got to go in there and you got to try to get multiple goals, win by multiple goals. Because I really think with this new league phase, every game really matters now. So, like, you got to get the goal differential being there. You got to get as many as you can in the games like this. So, This is an easy win by Inter. If we're just talking about win and loss.
Agreed. Yeah, no, agree. I think Inter, Lautaro Martinez, obviously, I mean, the Toro, he's on fire. Come in hot. So, we'll see. I mean, listen, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Young Boys, I mean, playing in the Switzerland, I mean, they beat Galatasaray, who was a team that I kind of expected them to go in the qualifying rounds for Champions League to kind of go in there and take care of them. So it's a fortress, but Young Boys, I'll just be blunt with you guys. I don't even know a single player on their roster, dude. I look at these guys. I've seen them play. They're a very cohesive team. Like they remind me, I'll just be blunt with you guys. They remind me a lot of almost like a South Korea type, esque to them, how they play in Asia. Like, they can handle teams well, but a lot of times they also fall off, inconsistent, not really the best.
I just still want to say this too. Mm-hmm. They are at the bottom. They are last place in the Swiss Super League,
which is
Young Boys?
Wild.
Which is wild.
Absolutely wild, because they're usually at the top of that shit.
And they are. They're like the kings of the Swiss League.
They normally win.
Fucking god. But yeah,
that's
I'm not even
always in Champions League.
I'm not going to waste anybody else's time. Last pick of the day, Inter.
That honestly, looking at the Swiss table, that is wild to me. The fact, Young Boys is like, they're like the guys of that league. They're constantly qualifying for Champions Leagues, and they're at the bottom. That just shows you how low they are. Like you said, I don't know anybody on this roster. I'm assuming even if we had a Young Boys fan on here, he'd be like, we suck.
Yeah.
Because
probably
this is bad. But anyways, it almost felt like we kind of had 2 episodes there, and I probably will break it into 2 episodes, honestly. But yeah, that is the end of the show. I want to thank everybody. If you made it to the end, I greatly appreciate it. Obviously, like I said, this is going to be broken down into 2 different episodes. But if you guys made it, I greatly appreciate it. And please make sure to leave a like and follow to the Spotify. And give it a rating, leave a comment if you're on Apple Music. And if you're on YouTube, do the same thing. And Will and Adam, any final thoughts?
Adam?
Very, very good episode. Looking forward to the Champions League. Hopefully we get some good matchups out of it like we are predicting.
All right. Talked about international break. Just want to say real fast, Chile. Disappointed, man. Disappointed. Not a Chilean supporter. Not a fan.
No,
but the fact that Bolivia.
Chile.
Wait, Julian. the thing is, all I gotta say is, dude, the fact that Bolivia and Venezuela falling off as well. We'll talk about it a little bit in the future, but man, Chile, it is horrible. It is bad.
You still riding the meat, or did you finally get off the saddle?
I'm off the saddle, bro. I was off the saddle in the summer, but dog, I can't believe it, man. It's crazy. I will just say this, dude, the downfall, I'll leave that real quick right now. Just last thing. The downfall has to be studied. Get this thing in a laboratory. How do you go back-to-back Copa America winners, dead last? dead last.
It's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
Julian, wrap us up, man.
All right, man. Like everything I said before, you guys know what to do. And yeah, we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.